Welcome, you guys. We're going to be doing a lot today. This is a very important call. This is a call that will change your life because it's going to change the way that you approach the film industry. It's going to change the way that you see yourself in your identity and what you have to bring into the film industry. Very freaking important so that you can be successful, because now it may feel like something you've been trying and you've been doing and trying to make happen, but it hasn't happened yet. Here's the thing, you guys. Everybody here, you can do this. If you want to be an actor, you can make your career as an actor. It is possible. I hope that you're learning that from this week, that it is possible. In fact, it is probable if you do the right things. What you've been missing is getting inside and getting on set and making relationships with the people that hire you. That's all you've been missing. And nobody talks about this. Like the acting schools don't talk about it. The acting coaches say, get relationships, but they don't tell you how. So this is what you're missing, is that. And once you get on set all the time and you meet these people, and we'll talk about how to get on set tomorrow, we'll talk about it today. It's all tied together. Now, if you're a writer, then you need to get out of your home and be on set with other writers, because there's writers on every film set. So you need to go. The straightest line, you guys, is not to try to be discovered or try to make yourself what the industry wants and hoping that eventually, that's what I mean, where you're trying to get discovered. Like, a lot of people spend a lot of time, because they're nervous and they want to make sure that they make it in the film industry. They spend a lot of time in classes and studying it and just doing everything that they can to prepare themselves to someday get in the film industry. What I want to do right now with you, and the reason why we're here, is to stop that cycle and stop the preparing and start getting into the film industry. Like, enough preparing, it's not going to help. It doesn't help. That's why there's so many actors that are struggling actors. So many writers that are struggling writers that are working at an insurance company or at a bank. So many directors that don't have enough work that's why you get discouraged all the time, you guys, by people that are professionals in the industry. They don't have enough work, so they're telling you how it is for them, number one, or number two, they view you somewhere in their mind as competition and they just wish that you would go away. Now, that's how people are when they don't know you. That's how professionals are when they don't know you. That's how you will be when you are also working nonstop and you built that career yourself. Then you get all these people that are like, how do I get where you are? How do I get in? I want to break in. Can I pick your brain? And you're going to be like, dude, you have no idea what it took me to get here. So no, you can't pick my brain. You haven't done half the things that I've done. So just so you understand where these people are coming from, because once you understand that, now you got power, because now you can relate with it. You can relate with them in a certain way that they understand, and then they totally let you in because you're different than everybody else. So there's ways of being around people. This is get it factor. So we got to understand the industry that we want to excel in. We got to understand how it works. We got to understand the kind of work out there. We have to understand people's jobs, because you might be thinking, okay, I'm an actor and I need to just focus on that. But it would be very beneficial if you do what other people won't do. You can do what you want for the rest of your life, and it'll be easy for you because you'll stand out. But you're not standing out in a way that I'm great, look at my talent. You're standing out in the way that is like, I understand. You have understanding, and you maybe have given yourself experience that allows you to speak that language with the person that's hiring you. Wow, you guys, imagine that, being able to understand, okay, I understand what the producer's role is. I understand the stresses they have, what they're thinking about, how they're speaking to the director, why, and to be able to just say, because confidence, you guys, it comes from like confidence. You don't even have to like almost say very much, and people can feel it. How many of you guys notice that? Like, if you're confident and you have an understanding, you use less words and people get that you're good. You know what I mean? So in your job right now, think about how once you master it and you know what you're doing, you don't have to talk very much. And people are just like, follow you. You're like a leader. Because people here are leaders in their jobs. So same thing for the film industry. This is why this extra knowledge that we're talking about, this perspective, and shifting your identity from somebody that's trying to get in the film industry to somebody who is very valuable, helpful, understanding, and aware in the film industry. Oh, that's going to open doors like crazy, and people will hire you like crazy. You guys, I spend probably around $20,000 to $30,000 every year in my own training. And so this year I went to San Diego for a week, and these are like 12-hour sessions. We're going to spend today probably 2 hours, which is, you know, a long time, but not really at all for something like as important as this. And it's a whole week studying. It was called Trance Camp. So it's talking about, we're learning how to speak, how to understand our unconscious mind and help other people and speak to their unconscious mind. And all that is, it's not like this. All that is here's how the person explained it, which I think is so great. You know, you got a table, like imagine there's a table here. The table is your unconscious mind, and then there's a eraser on top of the table moving around. That's your conscious mind. The eraser doesn't impact the table too much. It moves around, it barely moves it. But so the conscious mind is like the eraser. It can move all over the place, and the table is just like, boom, it's there. And so our unconscious mind are most of the time really what is running the show. So how do you change what's been wired into you for so long? You know, we tend to focus on what's not right about ourselves or what we wish was different about ourselves. And we go into situations like auditions or meetings or pitching with a lot of concerns. And that's because we've been wiring that into ourselves. We're constantly focused on what's wrong with us. We don't focus on what's great about us. And so that's part of our unconscious that is sort of there. So although we're like, okay, I'm going to be all happy now and excited, and then if it's like you quickly kind of shrink back to where your base is, that's the unconscious. So what we do is we shift it. And once we're conscious of it, we're aware of it, then we start to change it through experiences is probably the most powerful way, and using our body. So by experiences means that you're starting to shift and get more, you're starting to go out and set and meet more people and have more conversations and hear that you're really good and get this knowledge that you didn't have before. And now you understand things. You start to, with more and more experiences, you start to shift your identity of who you are and what you're capable of. And that starts to calm down the unconscious mind, and you're just able to now get it into the body, who you really want to be. Because our whole life, our job is about working on who we really want to be. So we're going to do this today for all of us here. We're going to, everybody's going to take some time and write out what do they want to get clarity on that. So that's what we're going to do. One of the things we're going to do today. Okay, so you've already made major progress. And many of you guys have come in and you're like so ready to change, to get going. And that's good, because that's hunger. That's what's going to get you there. And now you're starting to see, okay, actually this is doable. And, you know, the reason why it may have felt challenging is that the uncertainty of this freelance work out there relies completely on relationships with people. So there's a lot of uncertainty there. The whole film industry is all relationships. I mean, it's not like you can study it, get straight A's, apply for a job at a production company, and then go work there. It doesn't work that way. You're only working when there's a film shoot happening, when there's money behind it. So the film industry is a business, and everybody's freelance because we only work when there's a film to be done. And that could be a feature film, it could be a TV show, it could be a commercial, it could be a corporate video, it could be sports. I work for NBA and NFL films. It could be soap opera, it could be a show like Ellen. So any of the entertainment stuff that people are watching where the eyeballs are going. It could be web stuff, you know, that's really getting big now, you know, obviously. So how you get in that industry is all going to be, and just know it right now, not necessarily so much your talent, but how you're able to make these relationships with people, okay? So once we get that clarity, we're like, okay, well, that's where I need to focus. By the way, it's part of the problem with film schools and acting schools is because you just work on the craft, which is important, and it's what you love, and it's what you want to study, and it's where you find your fulfillment. I understand. And then we just want the relationships to just kind of show up and happen. So we're hoping that if we get good on our talent, that people will welcome us with open arms into the film industry. But the situation, the reason why it's felt like, hey, it's a closed shop, they don't even want me there, is because you haven't really learned how to make all those relationships blossom and bloom, and then you will be sucked in. You'll be sucked into the film industry, and it'll be awesome. And your identity will change. You'll be like, oh yeah, I work in the film industry, and I'm a writer in the film industry, and I also do DP work, or I also do directing work, or I also do acting work. Or yeah, maybe I'm a first AC and I'm an actor. Maybe I'm art department and I'm an actor. So it's going to be great. And this is why this is so valuable. And by the way, that's why everybody's here, is because of they don't know how to make the relationships and turn it into a career. Like you might have like 1 or 2 or 5 or know people that are working in the business. How many people know people that are working in the business right now? And some of you guys are already in the business. Yeah, we got people. Yeah, exactly, Maximo and James. So you know people, but still you're not working enough where you're making a full-time career in the film industry and able to quit your other job, and not where you want to be yet. So you're very smart to be here to learn how to make these relationships. And part of that, a lot of that, comes from how you see yourself and your value and how you communicate your value to people in the film industry. Make sense? I want you to see, and that what we're doing is we're filming people. As soon as I find out in Yammer that, oh, you have kids and you just used our program to get work in the film industry full time and left that retail job, we're gonna film you. Because I want examples of problems that people have that they've overcome. So that's why all those people that you're going to see in the case studies have had situations very similar to yourself, and they've overcome them, and now they're working full-time in the film industry. All those people were not in the film industry before, and now they all are. And they all did the A-list program. Okay, so I'm going to teach you A-list confidence, which is 80% mental, 20% strategy, 80% mental. You already know this. You're like, oh, it all comes out of my head. There's no difference between me and the next person. It's always coming from you. And a little bit about me, okay? Just so you know, who is this person? I kind of know, but I live, Janet Urban, founder of Friends in Film, been in the business for 20 years. I live an hour and a half north of Los Angeles. Okay, so I'm driving into LA for like an hour and a half to 2 hours every time I go in, shoot for 10 to 12 hours, drive back home, get up at 5 a.m., drive back in. This last week was a very light week for me. I had 2 shoot days. They were non-union, by the way. Next week I have 4 shoot days. And then I had 2 other jobs that I had to turn down because I was already booked on these 4 shoot days. That's called overlaps. That happens when you're in demand. A lot of people are not working enough in the film industry. I am triple booked. The week after, I also have another 4-day shoot. And then the week after that, guess what? Nothing! So that's how it is in the film industry. But by the time I get there, it will be booked. That's how it works. So 2 weeks out, no work. But by the time I get there, like this week, I'll be getting stuff for that week. Make sense? This is how it'll be for you. I like to explain how it is for me because then you can see how it is for you. Very clear, very simple. This is the way the life is in the film industry. So the fact is that when I work, I make a lot of money. When you work, you're going to make a lot of money. When you don't work, meaning there's no shoot happening, then you're going to make no money. But that's okay, because when you make money, you're making a lot of money because the film industry is very high paying. So when I'm working, I'm making between $2,000 to $3,000 per day. So next week I've got a 4-day shoot. Probably, let's take the average of 2,500, whatever that is, 10 grand in 1 week. That's a lot of money. I'm still blown away by that money. You know, I'm like, wow, I get to make that money for doing what I do. It doesn't seem like it's equivalent. However, that's what the film industry pays. Part of it is that the unions have negotiated a good contract, especially in Los Angeles. And so when we work, we make a lot of money. However, let me give you the full picture. Because the unions in Los Angeles have negotiated such a good contract and we make so much money, is the reason why we are now shooting in Pittsburgh and Atlanta and Bristol, and this is happening all over. If you're in London, they're also shooting in other parts because it's cheaper. LA, a lot of work has moved from LA and they're shooting in Texas, Dallas, they're shooting in Austin. It's because of money, because the whole film industry is about money. This is an art applied towards business. So another little piece of get it factor so that, you know, you kind of see this in the right way. And it's a good thing for like, why does it have to be about money? Well, it's a good thing because that's how you can make a career and work in it and do only that. Otherwise, you'd have to do theater and make no money and live very poor. You know, like it's pretty nice to be able to make good money doing something that you love that doesn't even feel like work, that pays that well, that allows you to afford a house like this. Now this, by the way, took me 20 years to get. This is a multi-million-dollar house. It's really, really nice. And as you can tell, it's got an infinity pool. It's got a movie theater. It's almost 6,000 square feet. Yeah, it's ridiculous. But I want to tell you that this house, the 10 rental houses that we have, the Lexus car, the Ford Mercedes that we have, it all came from the film industry. The reason I'm telling you this is not to say, oh, look how great I am. No, it's so that you can see, hey, this industry pays great money and I can actually make that kind of money. When I got in the film industry, when I came out to Los Angeles, I wanted to see people doing really well. I wanted to see, you know, mansions and people working on big stuff and good stuff. And I did find some people that were doing some great stuff, but I also found people that were not doing so well. So this is a conversation to move to the top, because the top work pays the best money. And the top work is commercials. In Los Angeles, commercials and union feature films, that's the two top work. And I do commercials. A lot of the people that I started with back 20 years ago, they're still doing entertainment news. They're still doing like the lower end stuff, making the $500 a day, right? And hold on one second. Just want to make sure the mute is working. And I got into commercials. No, I did not get into commercials. I decided I was going to pursue commercials and that I was going to work into commercials. Let me say that a little different. Yeah, so that you can see that I freaking made that happen because I was obsessed with it. Everything I've done that's gotten me somewhere, I got obsessed with it. And the energy from the inside was like, I'm fucking doing this. I'm ripping it apart. And I'm doing it. I'm telling you this so that you can also get that energy too. The only thing that would prevent that energy is feeling like, oh, I don't know, I got no evidence that I can do it, and I haven't been that successful doing it before, so what makes me think I can do it? That what I want to tell you is ignore that. That's just uncertainty. And decide, because it comes from within, that you're going to freaking do this. Because you will. You'll be able to do it then. You will. I mean, people in your family cannot deny that kind of energy, can they? I mean, you can say, like, I want to be an actor. Oh yeah, good luck with that. You know, why don't you be a nurse, be this, and are they working in the film industry? No. Do they have the life you want? No. Can you see yourself doing that? No. Do you want that life? No. So, you know, they say these things because they care about you, and so the generous part of us understands, because we can understand. I understand you haven't done this, you have not lived freelance, and you're afraid of freelance, and you're afraid for me because you love me. But if they don't have what you want, then you consider what they say, but we don't necessarily listen to them. And where you want to start to get your direction from now is going to be people on the film set that have the career that you want. Not even fellow students or working actors that barely work. There's plenty of those people that are now acting coaches. Do they have the career you want? No. Do the film professors teaching at Full Sail have the career that you want? No. They're teaching at a school, making 60 grand a year. They could be working in the film industry, winning Oscars and making $1 million a year. So why are they at the school? It's okay, everybody, it's what they teach is somewhat valuable, but you can learn it on the film set while you're getting paid. So that's what I say. I have no problem with film schools. I have a problem with debt, because debt, you guys know debt. A lot of people here have debt. By the way, if you have debt, the fastest way to pay it off is not to stay with your current job that will take you probably 10 or 15 years to pay off. It's to get into the film industry where you can make as much money as you work. Like, I couldn't believe it. My first year in LA, I made $85,000. It's a lot of money. And I never expected that. I expected to make like maybe, I don't even know. I wasn't even thinking about it, which I want you to think about it. I wasn't thinking about it. So I'm going to teach you some of my perspectives that weren't powerful and the ones that were powerful. I want you to think about it, because then you will get there much faster. Anyway, I was thinking maybe, I don't know, 20 grand. Like, I was expecting to make less than I made a year in sales. I made 85. I couldn't believe it. It's just because I just kept getting all these jobs. But let me not say it passively. I went after those jobs. Okay, right. So they didn't just come to me. I went after them, and I developed it and built it. Yes, good, okay. So, by the way, the reason why I'm not on IMDb is because I do commercials. IMDb doesn't track commercials. And I'm a sound mixer. I don't know if you knew that. If you watch my story, I am one of the highest paid sound mixers in Los Angeles, which means also the world. Okay? And probably the only woman at this level doing this. So that's cool. And I won an Emmy. It's right over there. And that's for National Geographic, the relationship between giant squid and sperm whales. Then I founded FIF like 6 years ago. And that's because my dad wanted me to teach to his high school. My dad's a guidance counselor. So I started doing classes. I'm like, I love this, and this is what I should do. So I started doing this. Okay. And so, yes, my life is very full because I'm a mentor on set to many professionals in the film industry, as well as friends and film people, which are out there now changing the industry around the world, working with each other, working on big shows all over the world. And these people I have taught, they're working. None of them were in the business before, and now they're all doing what they love full time, quit their jobs, and we have a tight, wonderful, loving relationship, and we have parties here too. So anyway, that's why I do it, which some people might be interested in knowing. So yes, our people are working with Spielberg, our people are working with Scorsese, we have people on Blacklist, NCIS, HBO, Gotham, Grey's Anatomy, Orange is the New Black. We have people working on all these shows, and also movies like Godzilla. And several of our people are working on First Man, or I think they finished shooting that. They worked on that with Ryan Gosling, several of our people, and they didn't even know that they were on it, actually. We found out at one of our parties, like, I was on First Man. You were first, I was on First Man. So we've got people working at Pinewood. A lot of people are talking about Pinewood here. It's in Atlanta. It's in London. We have people work at Tyler Perry Studios, Paramount, Warner Brothers, Universal. We're everywhere. Today, I'm going to share with you how I've gotten work and how others have gotten work, how we moved up into these crafts, the acting, writing, directing. Even though we still had uncertainty, we still had fear. So these are examples. I'm going to give you some examples so you can apply this to your life and you can actually do it too, even though you have fear and uncertainty also sometimes. Also, you're going to get clear on what you want. That's number 2. You're going to get clear on what you want. And you're going to pull it out of your brain and start to write it down. Okay, so everybody go get a pen and paper, okay? You're going to need that. You're going to get clear on why you want it, and this insight is going to give you power to make it happen. Number 3, you're going to learn how to create certainty in your body, in a heartbeat, so that you can perform, you can pitch, you can write, you can deliver, okay? And then number 4, you're going to identify what this thing is that might be called a limiting belief, what your limiting beliefs might be. You're just going to kind of look at them, because when you have like, yeah, but this, when you have fears and concerns and you're able to notice yourself focusing on this stuff, we want to be able to take that stuff and just identify it, and then we can work with it. Because if you identify it as a thought or a focus or something that you're doing, now you have power over it. When it's just the way that it is, then you're fucking stuck and there's nothing you can do, and you're not going to be going as fast because you've got these things, this reason, this belief, this way it is. You know, like, I'm shy, I'm not good with people, I always struggle, life is a struggle, people don't like me, I'm not as talented as everybody else, I choke when it really counts. Whatever it is, those are all limiting fucking beliefs. You created them by, here's how beliefs work. They're like a table. They're like a table. And then the table is the belief. Like, let's say I'm shy, or I'm an introvert, so I'm not good at connecting with people, or I don't like connecting with people, or people scare me and I scare them. I don't know, something like that. A belief. And then you remember all the times that, oh, you stood up in front of the class and you fucked up. Oh, this person walked away from you. Oh, you went to a networking thing and you left after 15 minutes because you didn't want to do it. Oh, you tried to dance at one time and it didn't feel good, so you're not a dancer. Beliefs. So there's like legs under the table. Okay. So you draw on these things, and then you make a decision about yourself, and then it becomes part of your identity. And then the problem with that is that it limits you. It limits you. So everybody's got limiting beliefs. So we identify them, and then we can work with them. So that's what we're going to do today as well. And we're going to imagine what our life will be like if we believe those limiting beliefs, like that's true, like if we stay in those, if we keep them around. Here's the thing, the big goal of the film industry feels like it's like up there, big, like, you know, really the life you want, the goals you have, they're big. Okay, they feel like it, especially when you keep around your limiting beliefs. When you start to break up those limiting beliefs and you start to kind of break up your identity and who you are and what you're capable of, pretty soon those big goals are like, of course, that's what I'm doing. I mean, that's what I'm doing. And when you get that feeling in your body, which you're going to get it today, then you're unstoppable. And nobody's going to say, you can't do that. People are going to go, whoop, they're going to stay quiet. You know why? Because you're fucking doing this, and they can tell that. And they know that when you do it, then they're going to be like, I don't want to be the one that said that she couldn't or that he couldn't. I'm not going to be that person. Very smart of them. My parents, they didn't want me to go to LA. They didn't want me to travel. They wanted me to live a very small, safe life. And I can see that safe life. I can see myself. How many of you guys can see yourself living the safe life that other people have kind of like want for you? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Allison, think. And that picture for me, and actually I made it bad. You know why I made it bad? Because then I made it like undesirable. You know why? Because I used that to motivate myself to fucking do all these things to get this life, which that's valuable. That's valuable, right? So I could visualize myself overweight with a slob of a husband, watching TV, bored, eating all the time because life is boring, and not knowing how to get out and like biggest like get out and makes a great life, and never leaving Wisconsin. And the biggest thing would be maybe going to London for a vacation, which would be great, but you know, I want to see the fucking world, and I did, and I still want to see more. And actually, I traveled by myself for those 2.5 years. You know, a lot of you guys have. A lot of you guys are like from London and other places that these people get out. And that's why they're so cool. I'd see these couples and they'd be like holding hands, and they'd be like, oh, the most thing that I loved was like, they would be like, get a room, like a, you know, in a bunk bed room, sharing it, but they'd be sleeping together. And I'd be like, oh, then they get up and then they're, you know, getting ready together, and I'm like, oh, I want to share it. I want to travel with somebody. I want to have somebody that loves me. I want to find that person. So I was always looking, and then I would like find a guy in Australia and this and that, and I'd be like, you know, make out and everything. It was so fun, but never found the right person until I came back and got in the film industry. And then because I was in the film industry, that's not why he liked me. He liked me or loved me or fell in love with me because I was creating my own path. That was it. Like, I wasn't relying on him to make him happy. So I attracted somebody really good because I was my own person creating my own life. And so film industry, when you go after that, it affects you across everything, you guys. You know, it affects your relationship that you're currently in. Like, I've seen this now so many times. People get in the film industry. Friends and film people who I know very well. I'm thinking of Patrick. Was trying to get in the film industry, was married, got in the film industry, working all the time, very motivated, creating his career, not married anymore. So you'll either, you'll just end up where you're supposed to be because you are now becoming the person you want to be. You're growing into that person instead of settling. This is also when you'll meet somebody that you should be with for the rest of your life. This is also will be when you get into the best shape of your life. Yes, because it's not going to make sense for you to be having habits of drinking and numbing yourself with alcohol. I've done it. Believe me, I've done it. And I know I'm numbing myself because I have awareness now. I'm like, yes, I just want to numb myself. And, you know, smoking, you're numbing yourself and you're making yourself go slow in life. And yes, it's enjoyable, but what's much more of a charge is freaking like nailing stuff, you know, doing well in life. That's more of a charge than numbing yourself. Pictures of on set, being on set, living the film lifestyle. Let these pictures flow over you and imagine yourself living the same kind of life. This is a Warner Brothers. This is in Venice. This is with David Beckham. Oh, yes, good-looking guy. There's Kevin Hart back there. There's the Emmy. There's another shoot at Universal. Yeah, the backlot Universal. There's me and Tamara, who I love, who I've been working with forever. We get very cold here in Los Angeles. Very cold. Very cold at 6 a.m. See, I'm not kidding you. Here's friends and film people. We help each other. We refer work to each other. This is all a business, but it's a fun business, yes. There we have people that are actors. We have people, she's an actor. We have people that are writers. We have people that are editors here. We have people that are Hollywood agents. Where'd he go? He's right there. He's a Hollywood agent now. We have cinematographers here. We have production designers, producers. I didn't put that down. We have producers right in here. There's one right there. See, doesn't he look like a producer? We've got effects people. Oh, this is our production designer. This is just a party I had. This is just like maybe 1% of the people in Friends and Film. 1%. So there's hundreds, I don't even know how many, thousands of us out there, all over the world. Toronto, Vancouver, London, Sydney, all over the United States. Here we are getting together, having a great lunch. She was just on our last conference call last weekend. Yes, that's Anna Maria. She's from Romania, by the way. Here we are looking at art at the Getty Center. Oh, so we have Isabel that is in New York City, and she's an actor. She's a production assistant. She works in camera. She's done all this stuff, special effects, makeup, major shows, Walking Dead, Portlandia, Goran, a DP. He's going to be giving our presentation to the A-list people, which you guys don't know anything about that yet, but that's happening tomorrow. But you can't be in that yet because we're doing this now, but maybe later. He's a DP. He's also done DIT, Steadicam. He's done directing. He's worked on all of these shows. These are major shows. Parker, from a little town, Columbus, Ohio. So if you live in a little town and you're like, there's nothing happening, I'll never be in the film industry, bull crap. You will. You can get work there. Here's one thing I got to tell you. You don't know what's happening around you. You don't know all the shoots happening around you. You might think there's nothing happening around you if you're in a place like Columbus, Ohio, or Omaha, Nebraska. But there is stuff happening enough for you to get on some sets and get experience. You only hear about the big feature films, and there's not very many of those, right? If you're in a small town. You don't know about the corporate stuff, the music videos, the indie features, the news stuff, all of that stuff you can use. Reality TV stuff, you can use that stuff to get experience, meet people who come into your area to shoot, and then you can then move. She moved from Columbus, Ohio to Los Angeles. Ah, great move. All right, let's look at some more. Lyra from Russia. Couldn't even speak the language, hardly. Look what she's been working on. The Greatest Showman, The Post, Irishman, Punisher, Joker, Spielberg and Scorsese. Look at Ariana. Camera, art, acting, writing, all of this stuff. Big shows, Clara in London. Killing Eve 2, Poldark, all this stuff. Red Devil feature. We have somebody in London that's working in the Pokemon movie. There's more. These are just some of our people, just to give you some ideas for what you're going to write down here, okay? What you want, okay? Alex. This is actually Ashley. This is not correct. This is Ashley. And she's been a principal actor on The Librarians, Grey's Anatomy, all this stuff. Samuel, DP, director. See, these are the crafts. These are the niche jobs. So we're going to talk about tomorrow the fastest way to get inside and get exposed to the people that hire you in these crafts. That's going to happen tomorrow. So same time. Sparkman, this woman you will know, especially if you do this program. She's just freaking amazing. Anyway, on the biggest stuff. She just posted in our group just the other day and gave us magical tips. Okay, so then you work with a lot of celebrities. This is just normal. That's Tom Hooper. That's and what's her name again? Forgot. Oh, she's so cute. She's so cool. I love her. I have not worked with Bieber, but there's a funny story about when he got on this scissor lift. This is when he was with Miss Gomez, and nobody wanted to say no to him, so he got on a scissor lift. How many people here know what a scissor lift is? You know, that thing that goes up. And we're on a stage, and he's driving around the stage in the scissor lift. Like, he's driving it, and he's like way up there. Everybody's like, what the fuck is Justin Bieber doing up there on a scissor lift? Possibly running people over. I mean, it was so bad. So against all rules. That would not happen today. It happened like, I don't know, 6 years ago or something like that. It was ridiculous. Anyway, these little stories, they follow you. I worked with her last year. Jennifer, I worked with him last year. I worked with these people 2 years ago. I work with Seth every year. I work with Amy. I work with all these people. I work with Samuel Jackson all the time. I just worked with Taylor 2 weeks ago. I just worked with Logic 2 weeks ago now. I just worked with John Hamm 3 weeks ago. I just worked with Nick Offerman, Megan Mullally, and the other gal who I constantly forget her name. I just worked with Matt Damon like 2 weeks ago, or a week and a half ago. I just worked with Jodie Foster like a week ago. That was so awesome. So, your brain loops with the same ideas. That's the thing. And what you focus on, you move towards. So we're going to get into a different perspective. Now, before we get into that, we're going to do something super fun. And what that is we're going to dance. Yes, we're going to dance. So what we do is we are rewiring ourselves. What am I doing? Touching my microphone. Okay, we're gonna rewire ourselves just a little bit today, because there's three things in the Tony Robbins way that he talks about state. State is when you walk into that audition and you want to bring it. When you walk into that meeting and you just want to like be confident, effortlessly confident. You know, be clear in your mind so you can articulate. You got to calm that body down. And what you practice is how you become. We practice being nervous and anxious. Believe me, I can go there in a heartbeat. You know, did I talk about this with you guys? I have a lot of anxious energy. I can go there and I can start that whole thing going on. What if I focus on it? So the first thing is what you focus on, you move towards. You guys have all studied this stuff, but now get it on another level, okay? We're all here, let's really get it, right? Do something important here. What you focus on, you move towards. So if you focus on what you're worried about or concerned about, or that this might not happen, or when am I going to get in the business, and when am I going to, and am I going to be good enough? What do you focus on, you move towards. And it's so hard to see that what you're doing is going to get you further away from your goal. So now we're bringing awareness to it. And we're like, oh, yeah, okay, I see that. What you focus on, you move towards. So instead, we want to focus, change our focus from what we fear, what we're concerned about, to, you guys know what it is, where you want to go. Where you want to go now. Focus on what you fear to where you want to go. What do I want to learn this week? Where do I want to grow? What do I want to study? What do I want to master? What do I want to get better at? What new patterns do I want to create in my life? 5:30 every morning, getting up, doing jumping jacks, eating some good food, and like sitting down, getting with ourselves, playing classical music, and maybe writing what we're creating every day. New ideas. And the outcome of every day, at the end of this day, I will have had 3 conversations where I've given something to somebody. I will have practiced writing a paragraph better. I'll have practiced this character, whatever it is that you're like, oh, that turns me on. That's exciting to me. That will be what you do in that outcome. Then you'll have a goal for the week as well. Can you see how if you did this every day, oh, you're moving. You're moving. Life is just not happening and you're reacting to it. You're actually moving in the direction of your dreams. You're focusing on where you want to go, aren't you? Yeah. So that's why it's so important. Most people don't do this and they just end up. How many people know people that after 20 years, they're just like, I don't like my job, but I got to go to my job. But they don't even think about it. They don't even talk about it anymore. It's like they just go to their job because they have no other options, they think. And they have the job, they have to pay for it, they've got people that rely on them now, and this is their life. And they don't smile too much because this is their life, right? I know lots of people like that. In fact, there were people when I was growing up that were telling me I was doing things wrong and looking down on me. And now I look at their life, I'm a lot older than you guys. I'm a lot older. I'm like 52. I try not to remember what I am. But I've got some wisdom, and now, at 52, by the time you're 50, your life is either a warning or an inspiration. It's so true, though, if you think about it. It's like either a warning where all these years you were shrinking, and now this is what you got, or all these years you were expanding, and now this is what you got. So a lot of the people I was listening to back in my 20s and teens, now I look at them and I'm like, their lives are a warning. And I was listening to them and trying to please those people. Why? Well, because you don't know any different. But it's interesting. So I just want to release a little pain for you if there are some people that are like, hey, you should, and they make you feel bad, and you listen to them because you're young, you don't know. But their lives are a warning. Maybe you don't want to give that so much weight anymore and be free of it, okay? Be free. Yes. So anyway, focus. Okay, focus. Number 2 is physiology. We can use our bodies to change our state. So if you think about a depressed person, they're like, I don't feel good. Or you think about yourself, whatever it is you do, even more impactful. Whatever you do when you're feeling a little depressed, a little anxious, you could go there in that state if you start focusing on that, and your body will be like this. Yeah, I'm anxious. You're going to curl up into a ball. You're going to breathe shallow. Your face will be not alive. It'll be more slack, a little worried looking. You'll feel certain sensations in your body. All that goes with what you're focusing on and what you're doing with your body. What you do with your body can bring on those feelings, which bring on those thoughts. You know how that's connected, right? So we use our body. We use our body to snap into a different state. It doesn't matter how silly you look or what you do. It doesn't, even just shaking your ass, it changes your state. So physiology. And the third thing, so focus, physiology, the third thing is language. So we don't use language that is going to disempower us. The best word is disempower. Disempower, take power away from ourselves. We are doing it to ourselves. So when we use words like, it's so hard and it's devastating and I'm always stuck and, you know, it's a struggle, those words are creating your freaking future. I know you know this, but now we're kind of focusing on it again and giving it like, oh yeah, next time you write that or say that word, you're going to now go, I think I'll use a different word. In fact, what is true is actually the opposite. So if you feel stuck, you're like, oh man, I'm just so stuck right now. You're actually flip the word to, I'm moving. Oh, I feel like I'm moving right now. And you're gonna be like, what the fuck, did I just say moving or growing? Oh, that feels a little bit better. Let me just live in that word now. And then you're gonna have a different thought come out of your mind that wasn't there before. Well, I am growing. Let's see. Who can I reach out to? Maybe I'll have a different kind of conversation now. Make sense? Good. Yes. Can you see it? Okay. Good. Because when you write what you're gonna, what you want very soon, you're gonna use language that's gonna be forward moving. Okay. So everybody stand up, stand up, stand up. And now what we're all gonna do is we're gonna dance. We're gonna be rock stars. Yeah. It's not about looking good. Yeah. You guys are totally with me. It's not about looking good. It's not about looking like you're a good dancer. It's like just moving ways that you normally don't move, and you can do whatever the hell you want, but whatever feels good is what you should do. Okay, set. So you just are now in a different state because you used your bodies. And now you feel good. The blood is pumping. Just put your arms above your head and you're just like, I got power. I know, it's so amazing how it's physical. It's physical and you're empowered yourself in a second. Because all you got to do, walk in that room, you guys. Oh, I'm a little nervous, Yeah. So glad I'm here. And everybody, the weird thing, you guys, everybody will go like, yeah. They'll mimic you. They'll do the same thing because they want to feel good. And then now you're giving to them. You just use your body a little, but now you're giving to them and they're like, I feel pretty good too. Everybody's looking for a leader, you know? You guys are leaders. You can do it in a heartbeat. Hello. Somebody take a picture of me. Hello. Hello. So everybody get a drink of water. Okay. Run and get a drink of water. You probably need it. It's so cool how creative people like you guys, you just jump right in. You just do it. You're like open. That's what I love. That's why I do that. So I made a crucial decision at this time of my life that I did not want to have a life that I grew up with. I love my mom and dad. I love them. However, we're all smiling here, but our family had very, very low self-esteem. So we had it because we practice it because we bought the bullshit about ourselves. It's so sad. Look at these smiling faces and myself too. And a lot of us were in a lot of pain. And so I decided that, and this was the wrong decision, I'm not going to be one of them. I'm going to go out and create my own life, which is going to be exciting and different from everybody else. Now and I did not ever reject them. I always loved them, but what drove me was that I was not going to be a normal person, okay? So this was my boyfriend. He is pretty damn cute right now, in this picture anyway. Here I am, drinking and partying, oh yes. So, interesting. Then I studied my ass off to become a copier salesperson. Working for IBM while I was in college, I put myself through college, and then paid for it all, by the way. My mom and dad were gonna pay for it, which is super nice of them, but I'm like, nope, I can do it, so I did it. Now, actually though, my point in telling you that is not that. My point in telling you that is that I was lost. I was determined to have a great life. So I thought if I studied hard, went to school, put myself through school, got a great job, that I'd be happy and fulfilled. At this point was when I was realizing I was not. This is not who I was at all. I did not know who I was. So you guys may not, at this point, you may not be quite sure, although I have a feeling most of you guys do know or have a good feel that, you know, what you're meant for. Well, I was figuring it out right here. So yes, I got a 3-year internship with IBM, paid for my college with that, my $19 an hour. I know, back then college was not so much. This is why I'm like, hey, forget college. I mean, you know, you do what you need to do, but I don't like the debt. Anyway, IBM did not want me. So at this point, I'm also really beating myself up because IBM didn't want me. And so then I went with Kodak, which was a big step down. And this is when I was at Kodak. We'd go to the bar, nitty gritty all the time, drink beer. That's what you do in Wisconsin. Overcast days like this all the time. And watching soap operas all the time. Trying to numb the pain. This is in my early 20s. Now, this was a really good time, really great time in the cafeteria. Having lunch was super awesome. Having the donut in the morning, oh yes, this was super awesome. With the coffee, it was the best time of my life. Okay, now you know why I quit, because I'm like, holy shit, all of this comes to that. All this comes to this life, and I'm like, I can see this 30 years down the road. This is still going to be the highlight, because that's what it is. Okay, so that's why I'm going to quit my job. I'm going to travel the world. This is how my life felt. And right now your life may feel like this more than you want it to. And this is what I wanted. These are the canals in Venice. Venice, California, by the way. But I just wanted the vibrancy, the color, the possibility, the wealth, the travel. So I quit my job, cashed in my retirement, started traveling around the world, just knowing that doing something drastic was what I needed to do. Because I didn't know who I really was going to try to be or what I really wanted. I just knew it wasn't that, and it was time to fucking shake it up. So I did, and I started traveling. And this is the best thing that one person can do, I think, because you grow so much. And you get used to living with very little and being okay and figuring it out. Now, the valuable thing that this taught me was, hey, you know what? If you can travel around the world, then you can frickin' do anything you want. You can get in the film industry. You can travel the world for the film industry working for National Geographic. Why not? Other people do it. Do people have that career? Yes, so you can do it too. So that's what it kind of opened up my perspective, which is what is important here, because at this point in this class, in this program, with all of us together, you are opening your perspective and you're seeing now possibilities you may not have thought of or felt so much in your body now. Now is the time. Listen to that. It's very important. How breakthrough happens is you build up enough disappointment that you hit a threshold. The threshold was that donut and the coffee realization that was going to be my life, the highlight of my life. So that's when I quit my job, because that's a freaking scary thing to do, and start traveling without, and, you know, spending. I was basically homeless because I would sleep on the floor of train stations. I'd spend like $5 a day. Unbelievable. I'm talking, I did not go to Europe. I went to places like Malaysia where it was really inexpensive, so that I could live on $5 a day. Anyway, the point is not that. The point is that when you hit that, you have an opening, because you've hit the threshold of being unhappy where you are in your life. And that is a time to frickin' jump, jump, not knowing what's going to happen, not knowing if you should do it, not knowing what is even going to happen, or if you're going to fail or get rejected or whatever. You must jump, because then you open up the possibility of failing, of getting rejected, of looking like a fool, of everybody telling you that you're fucked up and that you're wrong, and you're like, well, I jumped. You can never take that away from me. Ha ha ha. And you grow from that, because you find out that I'm still alive, I'm still okay, and I can continue forward. And you grow. Growth is the most important thing. Growth is the most important thing. So that's why we're not afraid of failure around here, because it's like, growth is the most important thing. Much more important. What you want has got to be much stronger than what you fear. That's what I did, just drastic. So then I started changing. I'm like, oh, wow. Well, actually, I'm a traveler now. Ha, ha, ha. Some of you travelers look at me and go, yep, that's how I looked. Yep, got the same pants on, because that's pretty much all I had with me. And this is one of the women that was traveling with her boyfriend that I was like, I want that. Malaysia, Indonesia, this is Israel, Egypt, went to Africa. And I was like, wow, film crew, that's a great idea. So then I was like, that's my new thing. I'm going to become a filmmaker. So in Africa, I didn't know anybody, had no connections. But at that point, I'm like, okay, what's the worst that can happen to me? I'm already homeless. And because of that, my life turned on freaking fire. This is where you are at right now, guys. This is where you're at. Everybody's different, but your path is similar. It's just similar, just different. Okay, so I was in Africa, South Africa, ABC News, worked for them. There's some stories here, but I'll tell you later. Okay, so elephants, you don't ask for help. People give you opportunities for what you do for yourself. That is always true. We don't ask for help. This is the Bang Bang Club. The movie. This is the movie they made about. That's Ryan Reynolds. Yeah. Anyway, these were the real Bang Bang Club, and these guys were all my friends. This is actually a really bad photo, because they're actually getting shot right now. And this is Kevin that just got shot. This is Joy, this is the guy who wrote the book, Bang Bang Club. Anyway, this is James Nakwai, very famous guy. Anyway, so then I moved to LA after Africa. Those guys were my friends. I used people that I met in Africa to meet new people. I went to London. I met with the BBC Natural History Unit. BBC Natural History Unit, Survival Anglia. The BBC themselves, I mean, they're just huge. So certain people in there, all related to wildlife. Use the people I had met there to get meetings with those people that led me to people in the United States, who I met with them. You will learn how to do this if you do the A-List program. Very valuable. My first place in LA was this place. So it was this place. And I would sit on this toilet and call people. And where's my cursor? Yeah. I would sit there all hunched over, not using my body. So I'd be like in fetal position, calling people, all nervous, in an echoey bathroom. Not the way to do it. The best way to do it, I should have been walking around up and down here, talking to people with a headset on, projecting my voice. Didn't do it, but that's what you will do. I went to South America, the Amazon. Everybody was having sex with this guy. This was the DP who was in charge of it. I was doing the sound. She slept with that guy. And everybody was sleeping with the director. All the actors were sleeping with the director. Actually, they were supermodels. This was Supermodel in the Rainforest. Yeah, there was a show, Supermodel in the Rainforest. That's what we were shooting. I was not with this guy, though. I thought about it, but then I had met Joe by that point. So I called Joe from this guy's hotel room. I'm like, Joe, and Joe's, I don't know if Joe's in the room, but Joe knows the story because, well, he lived it. He remembers the phone call. I'm like, there's this guy on this shoot. He's the DP, and I just want to see if you and I, are we, boyfriend, girlfriend, are we going to continue? Because if not, I have opportunities. And Joe's like, yes, I really want to have a relationship with you. So do what you feel is in alignment with what you want. Beautiful answer. And I'm like, thank you very much. Hung up with Joe. I'm like, gotta go. I got somebody that I want to be with. Anyway, that guy, turns out, my man, my Joe, I married him, and we have the most amazing relationship in the world. I don't know if I have a picture of him here or not. I might have a picture. This is in Chile. This is in Alaska. This is when it was not so much fun at the moment. These documentaries are fucking hard sometimes. This is Jacques Cousteau's granddaughter. She has gone on to being a producer, amazing things. Then we were all happy later. Okay, this is Jeff Wayman, my friend, who's National Geographic filmmaker. Worked with him. Now we're at Warner Brothers. Now it's a different life. Commercials, moved into commercials, yes. Now I'm all fancy because now it's a commercials. That's fun. That was at Warner Brothers. Oh, this was on the John Hamm shoot. Having coffee. Free for everybody. I think that's the last picture. Oh, there's the Emmy. Okay, yeah. Experience that you never would expect. Yes, things are going to happen to you in your life when you go for it like this and jump that you will never expect. So when you start writing down what you want, write down the awards, because why the hell not? Then you will make it happen. So our mission in Friends of Film is a dynamic group of professionals worldwide who freaking dominate. That's what we're doing. Expect to work to make this career happen. Well, put that down too. Remember, you're going to have to work to make this happen. It's not going to fall into your lap. No fucking way. You're going to make it happen. So you're going to work. That's okay. It's what you want to do anyway. So some people say, oh, you've been in the business for a long time, Jan. Can I really do what you did? Well, you're not going to do exactly what I did, but you're going to do what you do, and it's going to be amazing and exceptional. It's going to be your path. All you need is what I'm telling you, this energy of I'm doing this. And then it's going to start a whole chain of events that happen that give you that. You will have an incredible career beyond your dreams. You will. Okay, so here's just our people out there working. I have stories about all of them I would love to tell you, but we don't have time. Maybe later. They have all gone from not working in the film industry to full-time on the big stuff, on all the big stuff. Film set becomes your new home. Okay, the industry markets, how it works, you guys. Pay attention to this now, because this is how it's going to work for you. People come into your area to shoot. So if you're in the United States, people are coming into Vancouver, they're coming into Toronto, they're coming into Indiana and New York City, and you meet them. And then you have an opportunity to move to those areas. So in London, people come down from Manchester to London. They come from Birmingham to London. That's not that far, right? They come from Brighton, Bristol. That's where I went and met with the BBC Natural History Unit. So they come into Bristol, they shoot, and now you have connections in London. Okay? This is people that are already professionals benefit from this program. People that are moms benefit from this conversation. Students must do what other people won't do to have a life beyond your dreams. Don't do what all the students do. Work in the frickin' film industry and put yourself through school. That's being exceptional. It's not that hard, and the payoff is incredible. Small towns, or if some people are already in Los Angeles. Okay. And you want to get in when the industry is booming, because that's when they add second unit. That's when they add more shoot days. The regular people like myself are working when the industry's booming, which it is right now. This is when you want to get in, because this is when they add more people. They don't have the people. All right, so let me see what is happening now. Okay, yeah, now is the time for you to grab your notebook, and you're going to start doing what you want. We're going to start ranting about what you want, not in the chat, but on pen to paper. Pen to paper. I know you're not used to this. However, hopefully you know how to write and not type. You can write. You know, there's something magical that happens when you put the pen to the paper and you start to write. It accesses different parts of your brain, and you're actually able to create new thoughts, new neural pathways, as everybody knows this term now, which is great. New thoughts, new learning. So everybody write down right now, what do you want? Go on a rant. What do you want? Put the pen down on the paper and just start to write. What do you want? It can be anything. What do you want for your career? What do you want to be doing? Where do you want to be living? How much money do you want to make in your career? What do you want that career to be like? Who do you want to be working with? What kind of shows do you want to work on? What kind of features? What kind of money do you want to make per day? What kind of house do you want to have? What do you want? Start writing. What do you want for your career? What do you want for your relationships? Describe it. Describe your relationships. Your relationship with the person that you end up being with. What's the communication like? What's the laughter like? What's the look on their face when they look at you? What's your look on your face when you look at them? What are you sharing together? What are you creating together? What do you want for your relationship? What do you want for your career? What are you doing? What's exciting to you? What's so exciting in your career? How do you want to feel in your career? Describe it. Use words that describe it. Good, that's right. Good job. What do you want for your body? What do you want your body to feel like? Energy, light, strong, healthy. What do you want for your energy? What you're putting out there in the world. What do you want? Your body's creating it. What do you want? Remember, you're creating it. This is your map. That's right. That's awesome. Keep writing. If it's not coming to you, keep writing. Just doodle and doodle and doodle, and then something new will come to you. What do you want? What do you want? What are some big goals you want? Like, oh, if I could get that, oh my gosh, I'd be so excited. Big goals. You want to travel the world? Where do you want to go? Write it down. Where do you want to see? What do you want to experience? That's right. That's great. Keep writing. Take a big breath. Feel your center. Breathe deep. Get certainty in your body. That's right. Sit up straight. Breathe. Get certainty in your body. What do you want? You can write down the same word again and again. What do you want? What do you want for your career? For your relationships? For your body? That's right. That's awesome. Right. Next one. Why do you want it? We're shifting. You can go write more later if you want to. Also, I'd like you to post this in Yammer, because people are going to see what you wrote. They're going to be like, oh my God, I want that too. You can take what they wrote. Oh, that's awesome. I'm going to add that to my list. Once you focus on it, you're going to start moving towards it, you guys. Why do you want it? Personally, why do you want it? Personally, why? Why is it important to you? Why are these things important? Now, on your paper, put big circles there, big circle here. Why do you want it? For your career, why? Because that's what I'm meant to do. Because I want to be an example for my family. Because I want to change the world. Because I want to count in this world. I want to matter. I want to give. I've got it in my heart. I want to give. Why do you want it, though? Maybe it's some of those things. That's fine. That's awesome. Why do you want it for your relationships? Because life is too short. Because I have so much to give. Because that part inside of me, I want to develop. Why do you want it? Because I want to laugh. I want to give. I want to have a cozy, loving, beautiful, sharing, open relationship. I can be totally myself, and I can accept somebody for them totally themselves. Because I want to have energy for my body. Why do you want it? Specifically for you. That's so good. This is so good. You getting some stuff down? Yeah, insight. You're probably feeling all excited right now because you're focusing on what you want. Nothing better in the world. Now you might even start having some thoughts or some feelings of like, aha, I've taken a step towards this. I've stepped into it. That's good. That's really good. This is what was missing from people that ended up being 50 years old and not even knowing how they got there. They forgot to do this. They didn't know to do this. They didn't know. But you're here. 70 people here. You're the ones. You're exceptional. There's a lot of people in Yammer and that are, in this program. They're not here. You're the ones that are here. You're going to get to these goals. This is why there's no competition. No competition. Because this is way stronger than, most people don't do this. This is stronger than fear. This is stronger than uncertainty. You focus on this, there's no freaking way you're not going to get what you want in your life. Because you're focused on it. And what you focus on, you move towards. Okay. Third question. Who must you become in order for it to be inevitable? Oh, that's a good one. Now, this one might be like, okay, I haven't thought about this too much. Well, you're like, okay, I want to win these awards. I want to really be at the top of my game. I must be somebody that goes to the ends of the earth to grow, to be better, to learn. I must be somebody that attached themselves to the masters so that I can learn from them. I've got to be courageous. I must become courageous. I must become playful to develop these relationships. I must become giving so that I'm not focusing on myself so much, but on other people, giving to the film set, contributing to the film set, contributing to the script. Who must you become? What skills must you develop? Hey, this is all good stuff. It's like, oh, now we look at reality of it. We can do all this stuff. This is why it's a map. Who must you become? Go on a rant. Go on a rant. All right. What we're doing is we're just shifting our self-image. We're shifting our identity here. We're actually growing our identity here. Now we got a good feel for what we want to become, including myself. I know what I need to become. If I want to be a top person, I must look like a top person. I must act like a top person. I must talk like a top person. I must articulate. I must understand things so I can articulate like a top person. That means I must learn and grow and study. That means I must get up at 5:30 in the morning and study. That means I must leave early to get to work, the film set, on time. So I'm relaxed and I'm a leader. And I come in with a great state, even if I've gotten no sleep. Yes, because I am a leader. This is what people want. This is who I am. At first it feels like you're kind of like acting, but then after a while you shift it because it does become the way you think and who you are. This is how you get to these levels. This is what most people in the film industry don't do. They live their lives with all their concerns, and then they end up wherever they end up, with not enough work, or if they're doing this, they're going to end up with the top work. These are the people that you want to be your friends, because they will give you work, so much work, and they will help you create this life that is beyond your dreams. It's all going to come from people. Nobody does anything alone. So this is why we work on ourselves, because we need to be people that are attracting the top people. Top people are not curled into a ball worrying about the future. Top people are out there courageously breaking it open, accessing the creative part of themselves, learning, growing, doing, having the conversations, even though there's parts of them, everybody's got parts of them where they feel that they're not good enough, that they're not creative enough, that they're not as good as other people. Everybody's got these parts. Even Spielberg has them. There's parts of them, even Oprah. But we don't focus on them. We focus on where we want to go. And then we create that life. And the people that you want to attract into your life, all of the top performers, they need to see that in you. They need to see that same kind of thinking happening. And then they're like, oh, I got to have this person around. They're just like me. Oh, I love that person. They're just like me. Yes. Feels good, because now you know, hey, you can do this. And you want to do it anyway, right? Who feels excited right now? Who feels excited? Good, good, good. This is who you're meant to be. All it is changing focus, isn't it? It's like all you did was focus. And now you're like, oh my God, I see it, I feel differently. This is who you're meant to be. So your current life conditions are where you're at right now. And this, what you just created, is your blueprint for how your life is supposed to be, according to you. You're the one that created it. Your current life conditions is who you've been being up until this time period. It may not be even now. It might be who you've been being up until this moment, right? Has given you your current life conditions, right? And who you're supposed to be. This is who you're meant to be. This is who you're meant to be is going to give you your blueprint for how your life is supposed to be. Awesome. So this is you living up to your full potential. This is what we all want. And this is your suffering, but more importantly, your growth is the distance between these 2 points. So now you realize, you're like, I need to be courageous. I need to be loving. I need to get out of my own head and give to people. I need to not listen to the part of me that says that there's something wrong with me. Instead, I listen to the part of me that I love. I start loving myself. I start giving. I start laughing. I start being playful. I want to develop these parts of me because this is my job in life. This is my job. It's not about getting in the film industry. It's about growing into the person you were meant to be. This is why I teach this, by the way. This is why I teach this. This path, I'm on this path. You're on this path. We're all together on this path. We're living right now the next 100 years together. Lucky us. We have to give to each other. This is what it's all about. This is the whole deal in life, is growing and giving and being with people through all of the stuff that's painful. There's going to be pain, but there's also going to be a lot of excitement. And This is the spice of life. Okay, so you're going to claim your true identity, this person, and become that person. That's your life's job. That's my life's job. That's what I've been doing. And that's where I'm at to now. And I still have goals for the future too. Even though I'm super old, as you guys probably think, 50 years old, 52, whatever. Okay, everybody has fear. Successful people feel it, but they don't let that feeling stop them. The path to your dreams is going towards uncertainty. What's uncertain means you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know how that meeting's going to go. You don't know how that audition's going to go. It's uncertain, but you go there and you bring it. Even though there's a part of you that has fear, but there's another part of you that has that fucking hunger and loves yourself so that you can go and just see what happens. Hey, let me just see what happens. Let's see. And by accessing that part of you, you do pretty damn good and you're proud of yourself. That's what we want to do, is you want to be proud of yourself. Always. We don't want to beat ourselves up. This is what we tend to do. We beat ourselves up. Why? Then we just become weaker and we shrink. Instead, we want to say, you know what? You could have done some stuff better. You could have done some stuff better. And next time you will, because you're smart, you observed it, so you had the thought, now you know. And the great thing is that you freaking did it. You know, maybe it wasn't perfect. It's not about being perfect. You guys know that. Perfect is for people that don't do anything. They live a small life being perfect. Hey, we just go out there and we rip it open. We rip it open. We rip it open. We rip it open. And we don't try to be perfect. We just jump. We're like, here I am. Never done this job before. Never done this before. Oh, scared, nervous, but I'm going to bring and do my best job. And I'm going to really do it. And we'll see what happens. Uncertainty. Then you grow a lot. Okay, avoiding challenges because you feel fear. That's the problem. Okay, so shrinking because you believe some limiting belief about yourself is true. Now we're going to shift a little bit. We're going to talk about and just imagine for maybe 10 minutes what these beliefs, because we've now really focused on where we want to go. That's good. That's strong. We got it. We're going to come back to that too. Now in this training, this very valuable time that we have together, we're going to now look at what kind of gets a hold of us. And it is, you're coming up with this thing. I don't know what it is for you. So this is why we're going to take it and we're going to say, okay, this is what it is for me. And then we're going to imagine what our lives will be like if we continue to focus on that thing. Because for sure, focusing on not good with people, I'm shy, not good enough, there's something wrong with me. Focusing on that will make you shy away, shrink, not go to the event, not talk to the person, not relax and just be able to bring it with people, right? You will be going towards what you fear, even though you don't want to concentrate on that thing. You don't want to focus on it. So this is why we're going to do an exercise. We're going to see what our life will be like, okay? And if you're up for this, stay with us. If you're not up for it, then leave, but then you'll have missed something very valuable. Because we need to look at everything. It's all of we're generating all this stuff. We just generated the amazing stuff, and we also generate the stuff that really holds us back. So now we're going to look at what holds us back that we generated ourselves, okay? All right, okay? Ready? Okay, so we're going to do an exercise. And we're going to ask, and you're going to ask yourself, what's a limiting belief that you have? Now, you don't have to tell anybody. You know what it is. And, you know, actually, a lot of us will have the same ones. In fact, let's actually go there. And let's just see. Okay, what's a limiting belief that you have that you know holds you back? And remember, it's not true. It's a belief that you've been thinking and focusing on and thought, okay? So what is a limiting belief that you have? I'm not good with people. I'm something. Whatever it is. What is it? It's bullshit. It's bullshit, by the way. What you're going to write down, what you're going to type in here. It's bullshit. But you've been thinking it, so it has a little bit of a grip on you. So that's why we want to put it out there so it's not true. It's just something, oh yeah, little part of me is thinking, oh, I'm not good with people. What's your limiting belief? What's your limiting belief? That there is no limit. Yeah, that is a limiting belief. No, I'm just kidding. I am too angry. I'm going to mess up. I have social anxiety. Oh, God. I'm not good enough to get a foot in the door. Oh, very good. That's a limiting belief. Can you see how these limiting beliefs, if you focus on them, it's going to affect your whole future? I'm too angry. Oh, yeah. How can anybody hire me? I'm too angry all the time. How can I be an actor? I just get too angry all the time. Whatever situations, I just get fucking angry. I don't have enough money. That's a good one, too. I don't have enough money to start. That's a limiting belief. You know why? Because I had people start that were homeless, and now they're making $100,000 a year. Okay, so they had no money. When I started, I was pretty much homeless. I'm not a good writer. That's bullshit. You can just write. Can you write and write and write? Is this something you want to develop? Yes? Well, then you're going to do it. If you want to do it, you're going to do it. Are you kidding me? So, I'm not a good writer? That's bullshit. That's a limiting belief. If you believe that, you're not going to write shit, are you? No. I'm too fake. Oh, that's a great limiting belief. If you think you're too fake, you're going to be like, oh my God, I'm trying not to be fake. Okay, let me just try to be really real. Oh, but was that fake or was that real? I don't know. And you're so focused on yourself and your own pain that you cannot connect with anybody. Whenever you focus on yourself, you cannot connect with anybody because you're focused on yourself and your own pain. Okay, you guys. So now we're going to do this. Okay, ready for this? Ready for this? It's going to be intense, but then we're going to be done with it, and then you'll have some insight, and it will be very valuable to you. So we're going to do an exercise together, and this is going to show you what your life will be like if you don't take action because of fear. And we're also going to see how great your life will be if you do take action, even though you have a little bit of fear. Okay? So this is what we're going to do right now. So if you're willing to go through some pain in order to get a handle on what keeps you stuck, because those limiting beliefs, they keep you stuck. For sure, they keep you stuck. They keep you shrinking right when you should expand. So I'm going to ask you to close your eyes. I'm going to ask you some questions about the problem that these beliefs have created in the past. And it'll be worthless to you unless, when I ask these questions, you not only think of the answers, but you also feel in your body what the consequences are. All the things you missed out on, all the things you've hurt, all the things that will never be in your life if you continue to believe these limiting beliefs. Okay? You're going to look at that. You're going to imagine it. You're going to make it physical, tension, weight. And I realize that it's opposite of this new nature that we're going towards. But this will give us leverage. You know what leverage is? Like a lever. You use a little thing to make a big change in the way you operate. That's what leverage is. Leverage to not be stopped by your limiting beliefs about ourselves and our fear. And our brain will finally say, no, not another day, not another moment. I'm doing this fucking now. I'm not going to let this limiting belief stop me anymore. Okay, so everybody, close your eyes. Feel your center. Feel strong. Breathe deep. That's right. Now, with your eyes closed, I want you to imagine all the things that you're uncertain about. All the things you're afraid of. Look at your fears. Look at your uncertainties. What's the most destructive belief you have? What's a belief you'd rather not even admit that you have, but it's in there? Intellectually, you know better, but it's in there. I'm not good with people. I'm awkward. I can't take rejection. I'm not good enough. What I'd like you to do right now with your eyes closed is I want you to think about all the consequences that have already come into your life because of these destructive beliefs. All the consequences of not going balls to the wall for what you want because of these beliefs. And the fear that now holds you back, fear of failing, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown. I want you right now in your body to imagine all the negative consequences that have already come into your life because of these destructive beliefs, all the frustrations, all the sadness, all the fears, whatever feelings you felt. What's the price of these beliefs? You've repeated and dwelled on them and you made them feel true. Feel the weight of the consequences on the body, on your body, the weight on your shoulders, on your neck, on your body, the pressure that comes. Feel the disappointment. What resentment or sadness have you had because of these beliefs? With family, with friends, with yourself. Feel that in your body. How does that feel? Stack it. How have these BS beliefs affected how you are with people? How you're going for your career? How you see yourself? Think of all the consequences that have happened to you financially in your career because of these limiting beliefs. What have you failed to accomplish because of these beliefs? Be honest. Don't think about what you have. What haven't you done because of these beliefs? How does it feel to fail to achieve what you want so deeply? How does that feel? Feel it directly now. All because of these lousy beliefs. All because of this bullshit belief systems that you just reinforced by telling yourself again and again and again. Now we're going to look at the impact of these destructive beliefs. If you keep believing them, what your life will be like, if you keep shrinking because you keep focusing on these beliefs. Drag your limiting beliefs with you now another 5 years in the future. Feel them like a snowball getting bigger and heavier and more intense. 5 more years of living this way with these beliefs. 5 more years of fear, of loneliness, of depression, of lying to yourself and pretending you feel good when you know you don't. Feel it in your body. Feel the consequences of these beliefs, what they cost you for 5 more years. 5 years from now, what's your deepest regret because of these beliefs? Who's no longer in your life because of these beliefs? What's your body like because of these beliefs 5 years from now? Are you overweight and out of shape because you let yourself go? Or are you skinny and thin because you're not taking care of yourself at all? What happened to your energy 5 years from now? Your joy? Do you feel old 5 years from now because of these beliefs? Feel it. Feel the weight of 5 more years on the body, the pressure of consequences of 5 years. Feel it. What happened to your career 5 years from now? What did you fail to achieve because of these beliefs? Take 5 years of pain all at once in your body. Feel it, but don't change. Don't change. Lie to yourself. I'm not really good with people. I'm not talented enough. I don't know if I have what they want. I don't have enough money. I have no evidence that I can do it. I'm not good enough. Feel the full intensity of this. Feel it. Feel it. And keep telling yourself, oh, it's not that big of a deal, while inside you know it is. Tell yourself you can't change. Lie to yourself. Say it's just the way you are. It's just your problem. It's just your quirkiness. It's your challenge. It's this thing that was given to you by somebody else. Lie to yourself and tell yourself you can't change. And as you do, sentence yourself to 10 years of this. 10 years of pain on top of everything else you've had. Drag your pain and your limiting beliefs with you and get ready to enter your body 10 years from now, 10 years from now, and come up with the worst case scenario you can imagine. Feel a decade of pain. Did you give up those 10 years so you could hang on to these beliefs, this bullshit you told yourself? 10 years from now, what hurts you the deepest? What's your bank account like? What's the look on your face? What's your deepest regret? What happened to your joy 10 years from now because of these beliefs? Your energy, your smile. What happened to you financially after 10 years? What did you fail to achieve because of these beliefs? Because of these beliefs. What did you fail to achieve? Who have you hurt because of these beliefs? These bullshit beliefs, these limiting beliefs. How does that feel? Feel it. Tell yourself you can't change, that it's just your problem. Do you need to go 20 years? Are these beliefs worth it? Now start answering out loud. Are these beliefs worth it? Yes or no? Are you willing to settle for this as your destiny? Yes or no? But you can't change. You have to settle for these beliefs because after all, it was told to you since you were a child. So you have no choice, right? You have no choice. It's not your fault because it was told to you and you're a victim, so you have to be a victim for the rest of your life. Yes or no? Are you willing to suffer these consequences? Yes or no? Answer out loud. Are you willing to hurt your friends and your family, your loved ones, all because of these bullshit beliefs? Yes or no? Do we have to go 20 years in the future to find enough pain to change? When would you change? The answer is now. When will you change? Now. Who controls what you believe? You do. Can anyone make you believe anything? Who is the only one who controls what you believe? Does your past control what you believe today? Does it matter if someone told you something your whole life? Yes or no? Does it matter if somebody told you some bullshit your whole life about yourself? Do you have to believe it? Yes or no? When can you change? The answer is now. When will you change? Now. Who controls what you believe? You do. You are in absolute control of what you believe. Can anyone else make you believe anything? No. Can anyone else control what you believe? Okay, I know that was intense, you guys. I know that was intense. You just did something pretty major, though. You just wired, and you can sit down now. You just wired into your body by imagining. Your imagination is very powerful. What your life will be like if you continue to focus on these things that you think are wrong with you. Believe me focusing on my anxiety, depression, it's not going to get me a life I want. It's not going to. I can see that. I know it. Now, when I focus on that, I'm like, no fucking way! I've seen the future and that's not what I want. No fucking way. I'm going to focus on where I want to go. Yes, that's my future. Yes, that's what we're going to do next. Okay? That's what we're going to do next. So let's do it. Let's do it. Now, everybody, go ahead, sit back down again with your eyes closed. Now, you're going to imagine what will your life be like if you had uncertainties, but you kept going forward anyway. Let's look at what a future like that would bring. What would life be like if you brought all of you? Now, just let this picture float in your mind from the exercise you did before, what you want. What would life be like if you brought all of you, got to know people? You got to know people and they got to know you. And you're doing the work you love and you're getting well paid for it. Where would you want to be? What would your life look like if you mastered your career, your finances, your money, your body, your relationships? What kind of person would you feel like? Who could you help? Who could you make a difference for? What are some things in your life that would excite you? Not some outcome like 20 years from now, but what would excite you now in the next 6, 12 months? What would excite you now? Just let these images flow through your body, through your mind. Just as a first step, get a picture so you can step into it, like a feeling, an image, something that represents what it would be like if you achieved where you want to be in like the next 12 months. Like the next 12 months, 24 months. What's the next step? See what comes into your mind. Not like 10 billion steps forward, but what's the next big step for you? What's that next step? That's right. Good job. Where would you be right now with all your talent, all your ability, all your skill, if you had no fear? If you implemented what you know and you found a way to take advantage of whatever comes your way. It might be challenging, but it's exciting. Feel like you're having it happen right now. What kind of work would you be doing? How much money would you have in the bank from this work? How much would you have set aside? That's right, set aside or saved. What would your income be? What would your lifestyle be like? Where would you be living like 12 months from now? That's right. Where could you be in 5 years if you were really focused, if you managed your thoughts, if you committed to creating this life? Where could you be in 5 years? Let that image fill your mind. That's right. What would you be making income? What would you be doing for a living? What is living that life like? Where could you be in 10 years if you were committed, if you didn't let anything else stop you? Where could you be in 10 years? 10 years? What kind of work? Feature films, TV shows? What kind of experiences are you having? What are you imagining walking into that set with your coffee ready to start another day? Do you have family now? What are they experiencing? What are they learning? Very good. feel that sense of certainty. Breathe the way you breathe. If doing what you loved, it's no longer a question. Breathe that way. That's right. Breathe it. Feel it. Breathe deep. Imagine you've broken through all the fears that used to stop you. The memory of things that didn't work no longer mattered. You saw everything as building blocks. Everything just made you stronger. All the tough times were stepping stones. What kind of lifestyle has it given you? Are you traveling the world, having wine with creative friends, getting ready for another amazing day on set, being there on set, laughing, having lunch? What in financial terms? What has this lifestyle given you? What are you free to do? What are you free to have? Trips to Europe, taking your parents? Get certainty in your body right now. That's right. What results have you created in your life right now? What kind of work? What kind of money? What kind of lifestyle? Who's earned you this freedom, this lifestyle? What kind of person did you decide to become? Figuring it out no matter what, working your ass off, even if you didn't see results right away. Feel what it feels like to be that person, to give all that you are in this world. Feel it. That's right. Okay, you can open your eyes. Stand tall again. Feel the pride and the strength inside you. And own your identity as a person who's successful. That's right. Soak it in. Take it in. And as you do, take in the physiology of being this person. Successful person. How do you move? What's the look on your face? What's your voice like? How do you smile and laugh when you feel this free, this much success? That's right. Breathe deep, centered. That's right. Own your identity as someone who's successful. This is your new identity to go into any situation, any interaction in film, in your life today. This is you. It is you. Great job. That was amazing. Now we're going to get to the very end of this, and I'm going to give you something that will really help you flip the switch on your mind when limiting beliefs or some of the patterns that you have been engaging in that are, I don't say negative patterns, they're disempowering patterns because they take power away from you. So when some of the thoughts that create disempowering feelings in your body come up, this is what you're going to do, okay? I'm going to give you something that is super powerful. This is it, you guys. This is it. The path to your dreams is going towards what's uncertain. When you go towards what's uncertain, you've never done it before, you never stepped in that place, fear of rejection comes up, fear of failure, fear of fear of success. What if I get this thing and then I can't maintain it? That's fear of success. Fear of rejection. What are they going to think about me? What if I get there and they don't want to they don't hire me back? That would be devastating. So I'd rather not even put myself in that situation. Okay, so if that's the case, then you're going to shrink. Okay, so we want to expand. We want to fucking go for it. Okay, yes, that hunger will be stronger than your fear. So when you're doing stuff that's uncertain, you've never done before, that is when fear comes up. Okay, and when you feel it. Now you know, hey, fear is normal. It means you're alive. It doesn't mean stop. It means go. Here's a great quote. You can write this down. I remind myself of this all the time. I'm like, oh, I'm afraid to do that. Well, the quality of my life is directly proportionate to the amount of uncertainty that I can comfortably live with. Why is that true? Because when you do stuff that you've never freaking done before, that's what you want to do, what you're doing, you grow a lot, and that's a very high quality of life. When you're growing, then you're feeling excited, and it's a very high quality of life. And life keeps freaking expanding, and you're making progress, very high quality of life. That's why that's true. So here's what you want to do when fear or limiting beliefs come up. Whatever yours is. Now, you know what the one that has hooked you in only because you've been focusing on it, by the way. It's not true. You've been focusing on it, so that's why it's hooked you in the past. So now that same thing will probably come up again when you're like, oh yeah, I got to go to that event. Oh, I got to get on set. Oh, I got my first job. Oh, I got a pitch I've got to do. Ooh, that's when the fear comes up. And it's going to be the thing that you've been focusing on that you never wanted to, but now here's what you do about that, okay? You ask yourself an empowering question. It's a question. You know why it's a question? It must be a question. It can't be a statement. It has to be a question because if it's a statement, it's going to feel like bullshit. It's going to be like, okay, I'm confident, I'm confident, I'm confident. I feel good, I feel good, I feel good. It feels like bullshit. Your brain goes, bullshit. But you ask yourself a question. Hey, do I feel pretty good right now? Yes. You answer it too. You answer it, yes. Okay. Do I want to learn this? Yes. Is this actually exciting? Yes. Can I put myself in a strong physical state so that I feel good? Yes. Do I want to meet these people? Yes. Are they interesting? Yes. Do they have fears just like me? Yes. Do they also decide that they're going to overcome their fears so they could get to what they wanted? Yes. So it empowers you. It moves you forward. Yeah, it empowers you. It's a question that you answer that moves you forward. Changes your state, changes your focus. It's magic. I'm telling you, you will, if you do this for the rest of your life, if you just do it today, you're going to find, oh my God. And if you do it tomorrow, oh my God. So whatever comes up, whenever you come up with like, oh, I don't have money. Can I make money? Are there jobs out there? Yes. Do I have a body that works? Yes. Do I live in Somalia? No. Okay, good. I live in a place where I can actually get jobs. Are there obstacles that could come up? Yes. Can I go over those obstacles? Yes. Have other people gone over those obstacles? Yes. Everything. You flip around and make it empowering. Okay? Here are some examples. I'm uncertain how to get to my goals as an actor, director, writer. The underlying fear, because that's how we zone in on it. The underlying fear is whether I'm good enough for this, to do this, whether I'm good enough, you know? I'm uncertain how to get to my goals. I don't know how long it's going to take. The underlying fear we identify is, I'm just not sure if I'm good enough to do this. So now we work on that fear. All the questions are hammering on that fear. Well, are there other people doing it? Yes. Did they also have fear? Yes. Can I get on set and meet those people and model them? Yeah. Can I see how they get work? Yeah. Are the answers out there? Yes, they are. Can I look for them? Yes, I can. Do I have a body that works? Yes, it does. Does my brain work too? Yes, it does. Can I use my voice? Yes, I can. Can I believe in myself? Yes, I can. Is that a choice? Yes, it is. Ask yourself empowering questions. Do you guys get this? Right? Do I want to learn this stuff? Everybody's like, you know, a lot of people say, yeah, I'm an actor, but it's so competitive. I don't know if I can make it. Underlying fear? Just not sure if I'm good enough. Well, do you want to learn it? Do you want to get better at it? Yes. Is it something that really turns you on? Yes. Do you feel fulfilled when you're doing it? Yes. Can you make time to do it? Yes. Can you get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and practice acting, practice monologues? Yes, you can. Can you find auditions? Yes, you can. Of course you can. Are there obstacles that are going to come up that you can handle? Yes. Can you handle them? Yes. Is this what everybody that was successful went through? Yes. Seriously. It's true. Empower yourself. Use questions, and it changes your mind perspective. Okay? Can I get involved in this industry right now? Yes. Can I make money? Yes. Is the industry around me? Yes. Is there enough industry around me that I can get started? Yes. Can I start small and make my mistakes when it doesn't cost me anything? Yes. You know, if you're like, oh, I'm so afraid to fail. Well, can you start small and make mistakes? Yes. Homework, 2 post. What are the underlying fears in your uncertainties? Now, if you want me to shortcut it to you, it's the same for everybody, right? I'm afraid I'm not good enough. You know, mine, everybody else, everybody. Okay. So around that, then, what are 3 empowering questions you can ask around that fear? You know, So choose yours, whatever it is. And if that doesn't resonate with you, find the one that does. It's fine. It doesn't matter. I want to empower you. This is all for you. It's not for me. It's not for doing it right. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be done right. You know? So just be done. Just do it, you know? What are 3 empowering questions you can ask yourself around the fears? Fear of rejection. I'm afraid I'm not good enough. I'm afraid I'm going to be rejected. What are 3 empowering questions? And then post those in Yammer. And then you're going to find that people are going to go, wow, that was mine too. So let me see some empowering questions right now. Yes. Have they made it this far? Or, oh no, here's a empowering question. Have I made it this far? Yes. Oh, that's a great one. Oh my God, thank you for that, Allison. So that's like saying, hey, have I gone through tough stuff already and been successful? Yes, draw from your past. Absolutely empowering questions come from your past. Well, have I gone through difficult stuff in the past and made it through? Have I learned from it? Yes. You know, have I learned from it? Yes. Have I gotten strength from it? Yes. Am I always learning and growing? Yes. Have I gone through stuff that I've figured out? Yes. Look at your past. Oh, that was so good, you guys. That's really good. Now, an empowering question is not, how do I get noticed? And does that empower you? So look at the question, like, how do I get noticed? Does that empower you? It's more like, oh, how do I get noticed? That's not empowering. So the underlying fear, so this is so good. Thank you for that, John. So underlying fear is, I'm afraid that I'm not good enough. I'm afraid nobody will notice me. I'm afraid I'm going to get rejected. Okay, that's underlying fear. This is bullshit, by the way, but it is a fear that's embedded into us. And we're breaking it up a little bit. So we're going to go, I'm afraid of getting rejected. Well, can I not focus on myself and give to other people? Yes. Do I have a lot to give? Yes. Are there a lot of things I want to learn? Yes. If I'm learning all the time, am I being helpful to people? Yes. Wow, when I'm helping other people, will I get noticed? Yeah. Yes, John, the path is not inside. The path is what you can do out there in the world. That's what's going to get everybody noticed, because now you're helpful and you're giving value. So, with your talent, do I love acting? Yes. Can I continue to study acting so I can get better and better? Yes. Can I get on film sets and meet working actors? Yes. Can I learn what they did for their own niche, like their own type, to get work? Yes. Can they refer me to their agent? Yes. Can I learn a lot by watching other working actors? Yes. Can I make some friends this year that are working actors? Yes. Can they help me? Yes, in all sorts of ways. See, these are empowering questions. Do you see? You see how they work? Yeah. Excellent. How do I start from scratch? That's a question, but it's not an empowering question. John's giving us some good ones. How can I start from scratch? So as soon as you write a question, go, okay, what's the underlying fear? Underlying fear is I'm not good enough, or that I don't want to start from scratch. Do I have to start from scratch? Well, can you see how, if you're like, oh yeah, the thought is, God, I don't want to start from scratch. I'm starting the very beginning. Have I learned a lot in my life that I can draw on that will help me in the future? Yes. That's an empowering question, isn't it? Right, John? Is there a lot that I want to learn? Yes. Is the magic of life learning and growing? Yes. Can I do that? Yes. See, we flip it. We make it empowering. Make sense? Good? Awesome. You guys are amazing. These are great empowering questions too. Do I want to live a life with passion? Yes. Maximo. That's great. I love that one. So take some of these, you guys, and make them your own. Put them on your mirror, along with your goals, what you want, empowering questions. You look at those at 5 o'clock in the morning, look at the empowering questions, you're going to approach that day differently. You want to focus on your outcome all the time. We don't just react to what happens. We focus on where we're going. That's the outcome, what we want to create in our lives. And then we will create it in the area of relationships, career, and body. Thank you, you guys. I love you. You're so great. This group is magic. I don't know if you realize how great these people are. These are good people. These are people that you may end up knowing for the rest of your life, and it all started here. You may find the love of your life right here. I'm not kidding you. It's happened many times. Okay, everybody. Have a good day. See you tomorrow. Okay, bye.